Like a transformer. Welcome to Table Talk, where there's always room at the table. I am your host, Jonathan Harmon of the J. Harmon Home Team, and we can't wait to talk to these fine guests. Enjoy the show. So the other day, I had a dream, and in that dream, all I heard was that little guitar riff on repeat. It was an epic dream, Trent. Thank you for inspiring my dreams and making them come true.
Is that Mikey Geiger?
Is that Mitch Hedberg?
Yeah, I was channeling my inner Mitch Hedberg. Did you like that?
That was pretty good.
Thanks, man. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jonathan Harmon of the J. Harmon Home Team of Keller Williams, and I am here with my dear, dear friend, Miss Missy Lay. Yes, indeed.
I know.
One of my favorite humans, one of my favorite people to work with, one of my favorite people that participates in this community the way that I sometimes wish I could and the way that I do sometimes. So, Missy, welcome. How's it going?
Thank you. That was an amazing intro. Thank you. I feel special.
You are pretty special. So we're going to talk about all kinds of events that are coming up. There's like the end of this year is
Go time.
packed with stuff to do. And you're at the helm of several of those things. And so we're going to talk about those.
Yep.
We're also going to get a little bit into supporting local, just that concept. And, you know, it's fun for people to say. It's not always fun for people to do. And sometimes it's harder to do than people are willing to do.
Yep.
It's easier to sit down with your phone and scroll to Amazon and pick something.
Yep.
But it's not always got good results when you do that.
Does not. You're right.
So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some of your events and the things that they support, the organizations that they support, and how it's important to do a lot of those things, even when it's not always popular.
Oh, yep. Feel that.
Going to get a little controversial here.
Yep. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be good
Bound
stuff.
to happen.
Good stuff. But before we get into all of that, we need to hear from our friend, Mr. Brian Nail, and let him sell himself to you a little bit, and then I'm going to sell him to you as well. So, Brian.
Hey, my name is Brian Nail. I'm a mortgage loan officer with First Horizon Mortgage, but I want to tell you that I absolutely love being a part of the Spread the Positive Network. It's such a great mission and brings so much positivity to our community, and it's just a treat to be a part of. There are a lot of ways to navigate financing a home, and in markets like this, having the right advice of a trusted local professional is key to making sure you get the right advice for your specific circumstances. Whether you are interested in the purchase of a new home or have a need to refinance, I'd love to earn your trust. If I can help you nail your mortgage, call me at 615-243-3976, and I'd be happy to talk with you.
First Horizon member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS ID 472329.
So you should have heard Trent in here recording that whistling part of this. It was pretty amazing.
That was on point, and I love a good pun. Nail your mortgage.
Yep.
I love it.
Brian did that one on his own. He sprung that one on me one time at Top Golf, and I was like,
Run with it.
Sold.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Yep.
You need to run with it.
You
That
guys
is
are killing
excellent.
it with the music. I feel like Mikey Geiger's got to step it up now.
What's a Mikey Geiger?
Mikey Geiger did the LOM podcast intro.
He's got some do's.
Yep.
Does he?
Those are called vocables, by the way.
Vocal bubbles.
Whistles
Vocables.
or ooh la la la's. Those are vocables.
I see.
Now we know.
Mhm.
So when Mikey Geiger is working on things, does he have like one of those little things that shows how long it's running?
Yes.
Is it like a counter?
Yes.
So would it be like a Geiger counter?
Yes.
Oh boy,
You're welcome.
you went there.
Yeah. Mikey, I'd love to meet you someday, and you're welcome to punch me in the face if you like.
Me
for
too,
that one.
Mikey.
So I told you guys before I got started, I don't feel great today. Like I got a little bit of a headache. What's that called? Sore throat. I think I called it a throat ache earlier, but whatever. So
a little achy throat.
yeah, don't tell my throat, my achy.
Oh boy. What?
Yeah. So if it gets a little weird today, it's
Pause.
okay. Yeah, it's part of it. So let's
Like-
focus back on Missy Lay, because she's definitely more important than my achy breaky throat. So Missy, you have multiple hats that you wear within our community.
Mhm.
Tell us, just kind of give us a 2 mile up view of what all you do here in Rutherford County.
Absolutely. So, lifelong resident. Smyrna Bulldog for life. What?
I was told the other day that you didn't remember that I went to Smyrna High School with you.
No, I totally remember the glasses. That's what I remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So somebody lied to me. I'm looking at you, little brother. But anyway, carry on.
I didn't know he was your brother. That's the whole thing. I was like, "Where's your brother go to school?" And he said, "My brother graduated." And I was like, "Where'd you go to school?" He's like, "Smyrna." I was like, "What's your brother's name?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, him. Okay."
See, that's a very different version of that story than what Jeremy told me.
Yeah, I should have introduced myself to him first, but I didn't.
Bless his heart. All right, carry on.
I am owner, operator, all things fun at Wild Goose Chase Events.
Yes.
I am community cultivator. I cultivate co-working. And president of Locally Owned Murfreesboro. So those are my main 3 hats. That's my funnel. If it doesn't fit in those, Missy's moving on.
Probably out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's start with Wild Goose Chase because we're gonna start with that and then we're gonna end with that. Okay. So what is Wild Goose Chase Events?
All right. So Wild Goose Chase Events started as a scavenger hunt team building sort of business. My goal was to drive people into local businesses, trick them into taking photos and visiting our local businesses, and have fun in our little town. So
if you've never done a like countywide or citywide scavenger hunt like what you're talking about, you got to do that. It's so much fun.
It is so much fun.
It's a lot of work. I've organized too, and it's a lot. I would very gladly hand you the reins next
and
time.
I do get a lot of that. Like, I could do that. Awesome, go for it. I believe in you. You are very capable. But I've worked real hard on finding those on those places, those one of a kind places, and I have a lot of really great relationships with some local businesses, and they're very supportive when you come in. Like you'll have to ask them a joke or you'll have to take a picture with the sign.
Because it's the experience.
Absolutely,
it's fun if you go and find out. One of mine was what's right below the doorknob on a church, right off Old Nashville Highway, and the answer is it's a hole. So I found that, and that's kind of fun, right?
But this is not a run in and run out. This is not speed timed. It is an experience, and that's what Wild Goose Chase does. We create experiences, whether it be team building for your team, your business team or your physical team. I just did a fun scavenger hunt for a cheer team, and that was a load of fun.
Cool.
But I also do birthday parties, anniversaries. I planned a date for a guy celebrating their 5th anniversary, and he took all the credit, and I was so proud of him. So it was great. It was so much fun to plan. And at the end, he was like, "Yeah, I was a hero." I'm like, good. That was the point. But I kind of started figuring out how much fun it was. My creative juices were flowing, and I wanted to do some more fun things. And I thought I could use my skill set in logistics and creativity and stuff like that to help my community. And so in 2018, I had my very first Clue Party, which is a nonprofit fundraiser. At the time, it was for Murfreesboro Coal Patrol. So once I stood on that stage, i.e. the porch at Oakland's mansion, I realized that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to use what I had to give back to my community, because I don't have $12,000 to give to places, but I do have a skill set that will allow us to help me raise $12,000 to give to those people. So that was kind of where it transformed, and through, the pandemic and all of that, it's kind of molded itself into, that's what I want. I want to create experiences, for, the charity of the Lay family and for other local charities. So, I'm calling it 2023. I don't know about the Chinese New Year, but it's the year of the goose. We are going to have a lot of fun. We got monthly speakeasies.
Love it. That's awesome.
Comedy shows. We're going to be doing some fun stuff. So.
That's awesome. So what I love about that is I can hire you to do something private for my family, my friends, my fiance, whatever. But then you put on and it, like pretty much all the time you're working on some large scale event.
Yep.
Right now we're working on the Clue Party. I happen to be Professor Plum.
Yep.
Trent, when at some point in the comments, let's make sure we put the link up there for you to donate to Professor Plum, not to the rest of the characters, but definitely through me for that. And we're raising money for
community helpers of Rutherford County.
Yep.
Who have been serving Rutherford County for 41 years.
That is crazy. And what all do they do?
They help people in need with rent assistance, utility assistance, medical assistance, that kind of thing. They kind of fill the gap when you're short. And it's the go-to place when I need help.
Gotcha.
And it just so happens that they are part of the Nourish Hub. So they are in the building with Nourish. So for those who need food, there's Nourish. And for those who need the financial assistance, there's community helpers.
Yep. And by the way, if you've never been to the Hub, you got to check that out because there's some other cool stuff in there as well.
Absolutely.
So that's one. The next thing, Cultivate. Tell me about that.
Cultivate co-working. So it is a co-working space, but for me, it's a community. I give Gretchen credit to single-handedly helping me start my business. She told 3 people about me, and there it was. I had a downtown event on a large scale, and so I believe that as small businesses who don't necessarily have a brick and mortar, it's a place where you can go, obviously, to get work done, but it's also a place where you can go and build your business, build your network, and that sort of thing. So, like the Borough Business Lab was born at Cultivate Co-working, and we all love those guys. So, it's just a space, obviously, to get work done, but it is a hub for the small business community. It's the home of locally owned Murfreesboro and that sort of thing. So it's the place to be, to build your business, whether it's you need it 2 days a month or you need it 20 days a month. Like we're there to help you build your business.
Well, and one of the things that I mean, throughout the years I've known this, but it comes in waves to figure this out. One of the things that's super important, let's say you do have a brick and mortar, if it's just you in that office all the time, who are you bouncing ideas off of? Who are you, forget networking, right? Forget that part of it, but just who helps keep you sane? Who do you hang up when you hang up the phone and you utter whatever swear word that you say in the dark? Who goes, oh man, you okay?
Right.
If you're by yourself, no one does. And it's hard. Business is hard on your own. It's hard with people. It's even harder on your own.
Yeah. And a lot of people think, well, how much work can I get done when there's somebody else in the room? A ton, because number one, you're not at your house where your laundry and your dishes need to be done, or, the TV is there and it's just comfortable. It's a great spot. It's very hip. It's a cool spot, exposed bricked. It's a beautiful location. But again, there are those people who are there and everybody is super kind. They're like, hey, do you guys mind if I take this call real quick? Or, you just step outside or step into the conference room or whatever. So everybody is aware that we're all in this together.
Respectful.
So everyone's respectful. And during the pandemic, when Cultivate shrunk, Contract Management Services, who is our biggest client there in Cultivate, grew. So they took over all the office space and all the upstairs space, and they just recently bought a building and they're going to be moving to a building. So we're going to be making some big changes. We're going to have different offerings. We're going to have quiet rooms. We're going to have, classroom space again. So, in the next 6 to 8 months, Cultivate's really going to boom in the fact that we'll have lots more to offer our small businesses, as well as networking opportunities. And like we have a cookie decorating class happening after hours.
Sweet.
We're going to have a painting party after hours. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, it's so much is happening and it's just exciting.
And it was the first, if not one of the first co-working spaces in Rutherford County, probably, right?
Yep.
It's an official co-working space.
Yep. And
there's several now.
It was started by Gretchen Bilbro, who again, was amazing. I didn't even know her at the time, and she told 3 people about my business.
That's cool.
And so, so I owe a lot to her. So that's hence why, why not team up with her?
Yeah,
and build a community. So, all
right, let's talk locally owned Murfreesboro real quick. Talk to us about that. So, what is that?
Support local everything. So locally owned Murfreesboro is a 501c6 nonprofit that we focus on helping small businesses, and we have 3 core. It is marketing together, media and government relations, and networking. So, of course, during the pandemic with, everything going on, we were doing everything we could to help. We went, we did Learning Local, where we had some of our members come on and do an online about what to do with a bad review, or, how to stay focused in this horrible time.
In your home office, AKA dinner table.
AKA playground of all the kids. Yeah. So we did some cool stuff during that, but we're excited as Cultivate again begins to open up. We're going to have, back to our monthly meetings where, we come and we hear from Rom, at the, talking about traffic in our town, or our mayor come talk to us about growth in our town and what it means for small businesses. Because whether or not you want to admit it, our local owned businesses are what makes Murfreesboro. It's not because we have 2 Chick-fil-A's or because we now have a Whataburger. That doesn't make Murfreesboro.
Costco.
Right. Which is great. Those places provide jobs. I'm not knocking them at all, but our character comes from our local businesses, like the Alley on Main, Simply Pure Sweets on the Square, Red Bicycle, Brass Horn, all the way out to Terry Lee's on 96, where she owns, Revintage Home, all the way down to 2J's, down that way. And there's so much growth and so many opportunities for us to support our local places. And it's what makes Murfreesboro.
How does a business become part of locally owned Murfreesboro?
It's free to be. We have free business listings for our.
I'm sorry, what?
It's
it's how much?
It's $0.
But wait, there's more.
So we have a free business listing because we want locally owned Murfreesboro.org to be the place people look for small businesses. I want to buy a gift and I want it to be local. Where is that? Where do I go? Locally on Murfreesboro.org. So right now we have, almost 100 members, and I know we have 600 or more small businesses just in Murfreesboro. So it's free. You just enter your information. You pick your categories, and our categories are really limited right now because we just don't have a ton of that there. So we'll niche them down a little bit, but we also offer a premium membership, and that's a whopping $50. And it's $50 a year. That basically just covers the cost of our software. And from there, you get the communicative marketing. So our premium members, you get to put your link, your logos, so people can find you and go straight to see you. And we also market those people on our social media platforms. So it's everybody's. I get. Well, it's only $50. Why wouldn't I do that too? Well, if it's only $50, what am I going to get out of it?
Right.
The point is that we wanted to make an affordable opportunity for our small businesses to be seen. And if you can go to one place and look up your local businesses, why wouldn't you do it?
So then what do you get out of it?
We get a community.
Yeah, but what do you get out of it?
I get joy. I get pride in knowing that we've created this community for our people. And then not only that, as a resident of Murfreesboro, I get that character. Like, I know that they're thriving and we're driving people to them. Therefore, it will be easier for new places to come in and start. So, again, I don't knock the big chains. They provide jobs. We have locally owned franchises. Shout out to, gotta love it, Jonathan McGuire, who owns McGuire Management and the McDonald's. They raised their kids in our town. Their kids went to school here. They give back to our community. And that's what, you don't go to Amazon and ask them to sponsor your kids' baseball team. You just don't. So, small businesses create our community, give us our character, and they give back to our community. And so by doing that, by seeing them thrive, we're making my hometown a great place.
So when we talk about supporting local business, the question always is, I can go into a Quinn's Mercantile and find whatever, choose an item, which
a vintage puzzle.
Tracy has gazillions of cool things in there.
Yep.
And I can find that stuff there and I can put my hands on it, but then I can walk right out and find it on a website somewhere, potentially cheaper. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the incentive for me as an individual to buy that from Tracy instead of from a website? And not always. Don't misunderstand. Sometimes it's the same
you
price.
Just need
Sometimes,
it fast.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But why not just get the item as cheap as I can find it wherever?
Well, to be fair, this leans towards our local elections as well. But when you buy something at Quinn's Mercantile, that tax money stays in our county. And what does our tax money do? Paves our roads, our schools,
keeps schools open,
brings
firefighters, police.
Absolutely. Like it's like everything that you deal with on a daily basis comes from our local tax dollars. So sure, send it to Amazon. They're going to take the taxes out and it's going to go at the state level. But here in Rutherford County, here in Murfreesboro, that money stays here. And what does Tracy do? She sponsors local events. Mm-hmm. What does McDonald's do? They sponsor local teams. What does Wild Goose Chase do? We put on big events and give back to our community. So it makes sense that if you're going to purchase it, yes, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's because.
And it might be pennies, if any.
Oh,
right.
And you're right. A nickel. Like I can hear Shelby Craig now. You're going to go over there for a nickel. Fine, go for it. And that's fine. That's everyone's choice. And not everyone can afford to do local. I get that. But when you can, that stays right here in our community.
So then the next question is, it's not always easier. If I'm at home, sitting on the couch, whatever, and I decide that I need soap, I don't know, it was the first thing that came to mind. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can just pull out my phone and do whatever.
Order your Irish Spring.
It comes to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the incentive then for me to get off my rear end and go to Junior's or whatever?
Yep.
And buy my Irish Spring?
Yeah. Well, again,
I love Irish Spring, by the way.
Convenience is what it is. Like we can't fight convenience, but when it becomes a lifestyle, like, you're going to be going across, like everybody likes to complain. I don't want to go across the interstate. If you're in Blackman, like I have to go across the interstate to Target. I met someone in Blackman the other day that didn't know we had a square and I was blown away. I was like, how long have you lived here? She's like 19 years. And I was like, what rock have you been hiding under? She's like, I just don't like going across the interstate. It's fine. That's your life. That's
fine. Not fine. Whoever you are, I'm calling you out right now. Get your butt across the interstate. I can
guarantee you they're not listening to this.
Yeah. Good Lord.
They're,
if I need to give you a ride, I will come and get you and show you around the square personally.
Yeah, like a party bus for those who've never been to the square. But essentially, it becomes a lifestyle. Like I know that I don't go across town very often, but when I have to go across town, I'll go across town and do all the things that I know, liquor and wine for the pets. Like I go across town and do that. I visit Jeremiah's Italian Ice over there by 2J's. I meet a friend at 2J's and have a cocktail. Mm-hmm. Whatever the case may be, I got to go to Rocket Search to pick up my t-shirt order. Therefore, go ahead and go see my friends at T&L Trophies.
So here's something that you said, but you didn't say, and maybe you didn't realize you said it. Okay. Is the biggest reason for me to set my phone down and not buy whatever it is off of Amazon is because there is value in getting up, getting in my car, driving to Junior's, saying hi to the people that are at Junior's.
Yep.
Right. There is value to walking into Quinn's Mercantile, because since we were just talking about them, saying hi to Tracy and her staff. There's value to walking into Domenico's and high-fiving Jeff Murphy and, watching him beautifully craft a sandwich. Yep. There's value in that piece of it, which is the community that you build. In a town of 160,000 people, you can still be Norm at Cheers.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I know it's possible because I do it.
100% it's possible. And that's one of the things that I love about that. And now my husband will go into Walmart and he will go to that self-checkout and he will leave without talking to anybody.
And that's cool.
He is in heaven.
Right.
But for me, I will go wait in line just to talk to somebody.
It drives my kids crazy.
I know.
And I hate going through the self-checkout. I want them to give me a discount. If I got to work for Walmart to check myself out, they should give me a 10% discount.
Yeah. It was funny because there were 3 lanes open at my neighborhood Walmart market. And I just looked at him and these people were in line waiting to self-checkout. And the guy's like, I'm open over here. And like nobody moved. Like I didn't see him because they're like never open.
Are you sure that wasn't like a Twilight Zone
episode? I know.
That
I literally was like,
craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I was like smacking my face. Am I really awake? But yeah. And so I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, they just don't expect us to be open. I was like, yeah, but you said you were open and they're still standing over there. He's like, some people just don't want to talk to anybody. I was like, okay.
Hi, my name's Missy.
I know, right? And then he said something about some people just don't, maybe somebody doesn't want to talk to somebody like me. And I was like, why would you say that? He goes, well, I have tattoos and stuff. And I was like, that means I want to talk to you more. You have stories, man.
Yeah.
So it's just like when I go into Vita's, they get so excited to see me. When I walk into Simply Pure Sweets, they have my drink ready. Thank you for my Swedish tea today, team. So like there's something to be said about being a part of the community.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've gone in
it's
before.
It's not hard to do that. Just so you know.
It's really not. And, you know, even just our Saturday market or the farmers market at Lane Agri Park, like there's something about seeing those same faces every time because those people make our community what it is. They're the farmers, like what is the urban farm that has, like, I love to go get my spices and stuff from the guys at the urban farm. And I mean, it's priceless.
All you gotta do is show up.
That's right.
All right, let's talk events.
Downtown on the Farm.
I'm exhausted looking at this list, just so you know. So let's start with Downtown on the Farm.
Right. So Downtown on the Farm is a locally owned Murfreesboro event. As president, they get my services for free. And it's something that I believe very passionately in. So Downtown on the Farm is where we take locally sourced foods from local farms and we give them to local chefs, and local chefs make the meal, and you come to Oakland's Mansion and enjoy it.
When is this?
That is Sunday, September 18th.
Oh, that's like soon.
It's soon. So it's from 4:30. We say drinks up at 4:30, spoons up at 5:30.
Where what are we eating? Do we know yet?
We do. We have a beef meal this time, and Mitchell Murphy from Five Senses and Steakhouse 5 is going to be doing a braised beef. We have my favorite ladies, the Salty Sisters. They're going to do a big grazing table, appetizer, charcuterie fun. That's Samantha and Melanie over at Salty Sisters. The Hackinsons, Christy and Sean, are going to be doing the salad and a side. And of course, Chantel and Matthew from Simply Pure Sweets are going to be doing the vegetarian portion and the bread, because we love the bread man. And Monique Ivory from Grandma's Hands Sweetery is going to be doing the dessert and the cake, and Kevin Edmondson from the I Take It food truck is going to be doing a side as well. So that's 6 local chefs. And I personally talked to the local farm for our beef, and Franklin's Fruit Tea is going to be there. Uncle Nearest. Whoa. And what's the name of that really great brewery? Cedar Glade Brews.
I've heard of them.
Is going to provide some.
Where are they located?
They are 906 Ridgely. So local drinks, local food, local farms, local friends, and we'll have tables set up. Tickets are, today is the last day for your early bird, so they're $125 a piece, and one ticket is a meal for 2. So like for you and Lisa, you'd buy one ticket, you get a meal for 2, and it just helps our chefs package those meals. So we'll get them prepackaged. There's not a ton of handling. So you get your meal for 2 and you go find your seat and you enjoy the evening.
And then what is the Downtown on the Farm for?
Okay. This is the fun part. This is why I love it. So all the money raised goes to support local students from Rutherford County who go to MTSU and pursue entrepreneurship as a major or minor. So
that's awesome.
We are building up the next generation of entrepreneurs.
By the way, I don't know if you know this, very first class for an entrepreneurship major, I was in it.
I love it.
I was one of the first, I think there was 4 of us that graduated with an entrepreneurship major.
Well, and you are using it well.
Yes.
Thank you, Jonathan. But Dean Urban at Jones College of Business, Dr. Josh Aaron for the entrepreneurship program, they are big proponents. So we help invest in our future entrepreneurs. So that's huge to me.
Perpetuates the locally owned thing.
Yeah. And
beautiful.
It makes perfect sense. So
beautiful.
We have sponsors. I want to shout out to them too. Contract Management Services, Hagen Law Group, Jonathan Harmon, J. Harmon Home Team, Redstone Federal Credit Union. And then we have David and Gina Urban. That's Dr. Dean Urban, Cultivate Co-working, Gateway Title Services.
I know those guys.
Yeah. Keen Agency, Farmers Insurance.
I know those guys.
We love Kinsey. Lanham Events. We love Becky. Tangerine Salon and Spa, Jim and the gang over there, and then Wild Goose Chase events. And then, of course, we got Uncle Nearest, Franklin's Fruit Tea, and Cedar Glade Brews. And Rocket Search is doing some fun little fans for our beautiful day. And the other fun thing that we don't stop at local farms, we have local potters make cups for our event. So every guest leaves with a handmade cup from a local potter. And our potters are Jonathan Griffith, Caitlin Savage, Tabby Loyal. We love Tabby.
I love Tabby.
Kirby Wilkes, Anthony Martin Stills, and Kelsey Smith. So we've got some amazing local artists doing these cool, like I have my collection on my bar at home. They're just,
I have some Tabby Loyal coffee mugs in my cabinet at home.
I have I want to complete the set. So I'm coming for you, Tabby. But I have these really cool, like my little tumblers for my adult beverage at the end of the night. So support local farms, local chefs, local students, local potters.
All right. Before we run out of time, I got two things I want to talk about.
Okay.
So real quick, let's run through a list of some other stuff. So we got the Clue Party, which is
October 22nd.
We've got Borough Prom is already on schedule for next year, which is going to be, do you know the date yet?
February 11th.
February 11th. It was friggin' awesome this past year.
It's going to be twice as awesome.
Maybe the best party I've ever attended.
Yeah.
And I've attended some epic parties.
Yeah.
We've got a New Year's celebration coming up that you guys got your hands in.
We've got our swanky New Year's party. You don't have to go to Nashville anymore. That supports Endure Athletics.
Mm-hmm. Where's it?
Walnut House.
Mm-hmm.
November 5th, we have a masquerade ball at Walnut House.
Mm-hmm.
January 26th, we have a comedy show at the Walnut House.
Nice.
Borough Proms, February 11th. And then Gatsby is March 11th.
Glad you brought up Gatsby. We're going to talk about that here in a second.
Yeah.
And then one more thing, you're starting to do something on Wednesdays here at CGB.
Yeah, I'm affectionate.
You got suckered.
I'm affectionately calling it Wild Goose Chase Wednesdays at CGB. But we love to create environment community experiences. So we're going to do cornhole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blind draw, $5 to play. Come down and just have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday nights, we start at 6 on the dot, so don't show up late. And then we'll do some fun board games and community games inside. So come out and have fun with us. I'm going to deem myself the beer girl. I'm just going to go get beers for people so they don't have to stop what they're doing.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Now, last thing I wanted to talk about, because ever since you told me this story, it's really weighed heavily on my heart. And it just, like, it hurt me. It hurt me to hear about this. And so, not to end on a sad note, because we're not going to end on a sad note.
It's a place of growth.
We're going to look at this issue, and then we're going to say, we're not doing that again. Okay.
I like it.
So, Murfreesboro, you know who you are. And when I call you out, you let my girl down here. And, and basically you guys did the Gatsby party. You've adopted that kind of as a fundraiser party, kind of similar to how you're doing Clue. Mm-hmm. And this last one, you helped an organization that should not ever have been controversial, but apparently it was controversial.
Right.
And you had some folks that just didn't want to get behind it.
Yep.
Some folks that typically get behind it because they were afraid of the controversy that might go with it. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the organization, but basically it's an organization that helps specifically LGBTQ youth that have been kicked out of their homes, those kinds of things, have a home. It's a foster home essentially for that specific group of youth. A service that I had no idea how important and how frequently that needs to be utilized.
Yeah. And
here's the deal. We are in as good a condition as a community as the person that's in the worst condition.
Yep.
And so whoever it is that is hurting the most right now, that is the overall health, in my opinion, of our community. And so when you have an entire population of youth, and I don't really care what your political leanings are. I don't care if you think they're confused. I don't care if you think they're born that way. I don't care I don't care.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
In that moment, they are a human being that is hurting. Mm-hmm. And if we can't get behind helping a human being that is hurting, there's something wrong with us.
There you go.
And if there's an organization that's willing to help and you can't, and you're afraid of supporting that organization because of some political statement, you're a coward. I said it.
Bars.
Called it out. Yeah.
I said it.
So the organization is called True U Tennessee, and their goal is to build, and they're very close to starting build, but they're building a foster home for LGBTQ youth. My daughter calls it the Alphabet Mafia, who have been kicked out of their homes, who are homeless and have been turned away from traditional foster home roles. Because as a foster parent, you can do that. You can say, I don't want that in my house. It should be illegal, but it's not.
Well, I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because if you have your beliefs, that's fine. Right up until it infringes upon mine. Right.
Right.
Like stay in your
or
lane.
affects anyone else. Yeah. Until it hurts another human.
I get that. But the bottom line is there are families that will help, and there is an organization that will help, but they need funding too.
Yes, they need help too. So Stephanie Lowe is the director of that. I work closely with them. So the way it works is we do a grant process. So nonprofits can apply to receive the proceeds from My Clue Party and the Gatsby. And so Gatsby, my board of directors voted, and they voted for True U Tennessee to be the recipient of Gatsby. And I was so excited. Such a need in our community. The highest suicide rate, LGBTQ youth.
I got chills.
My husband works in
youth should not have a suicide rate. I mean, come on, you
with
guys.
My husband working in the school system, like it's already happened this year, but like they are at risk just for trying to be themselves. Just let them be them. So we, sent out our packets of sponsorships, and we tried to sell our tickets. Now I know it was, spring 2021. People were still cautious. Some people are still cautious. I know there are a lot of people in this town who were not cautious about COVID, but ticket sales were down. I only sold about 65%.
But sponsorships were way down.
Sponsorships were way down.
And that's the one. So you can have a successful event. You can have a successful fundraiser and sell 0 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I know this because the fish fry for the Rotary Club in Smyrna, we sell 200 tickets.
Yeah.
Of just ticket sales.
Right.
But the money comes from the sponsors because they get tickets.
Right.
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 But the sponsors is where it's at. And the sponsors are the ones that look at an event, they look at a cause, and they go, this is somebody in need.
Yeah. And I understand as a business. No, I don't. When you take the comments were, if we do this, then we're taking a political stand.
No, you're not.
No. So basically, by contributing to this, you are helping children.
Period.
End of story. Full stop. So it was painful. And I hate it. They received money because some of the sponsors wrote checks directly to them. But because of such few sponsors and so little tickets, Wild Goose Chase lost $8,000 on that event.
Yeah.
My big apologies to the Alley. They just got their check for the Gatsby party, but I mean, it is. I used to say it is what it is, but it is painful.
Well, and it's not necessary. So here's what I will say, and I said we weren't going to end on a sad or an angry note. You guys do, between locally owned Murfreesboro and Wild Goose Chase, and Cultivate, and just in Missy Lay's life, when you walk out, you are on a mission. Every time that I've ever seen you, you are on a mission to connect this business to this business, to this person, to have you heard about this cause? Have you heard about this? Have you done, I don't know that I've ever seen you not trying to connect someone.
That's true. And and that's why I was most excited that True U was chosen. I was like, great. Now Rutherford County's going to know about this great organization and what great they do.
So I'm hoping that this helps people know about this great organization and the work that they do, and we can continue to build some support for them, because it is a necessary work.
Well, I'm not giving up, because November 5th is a masquerade ball for True U Tennessee.
Outstanding.
I mean, and it is going to be a party. We've got
J Harmon Home Team is sponsoring. So this is the first I've heard of it, but J Harmon Home Team is sponsoring. And if you believe in this community and you believe in helping people that need help, then you better freaking sponsor too if you have the ability to do it. So I'm calling you out. I will literally call you, not call you out, but call you and tell you that you need to write them a check.
Yeah.
And I don't care. What do sponsors start at? Sponsorships?
$1,000.
Okay. So it's time. It's time to make up for it and help the people that need the help.
Well, I'll give a current shout out to the only sponsor we have committed so far is Onyx Sheer Hair Art. Thank you to Onyx for stepping up. I cashed that check the other day and I teared up. I did $2,500 from Onyx Sheer Art right here on the square. So,
okay. Well, you'll have another check when you leave today.
Sweet.
So
yeah, it
put your money where your mouth is. That's what I believe in, and I'm doing that. And if you're watching this and you have the ability to sponsor this event and help this organization that didn't get the help that they should have gotten when they should have gotten it, and I don't like, it's not a political statement.
No.
You know, if I help a homeless dude, is that a political statement? If I give money to Murfreesboro Muslim Youth for all the work that they do, is that a political statement? No, it's not.
That's making our community better.
If I give money to Greenhouse Ministries, is that a political statement? If I give money to Endure Athletics and on and
or
on
your church
and on and Nourish Food Bank, and I mean, like, we can keep going. All of those organizations, especially the ones that we just mentioned and the ones that we can help you vet out if you're concerned, any of those organizations that we're talking about, they're doing the work that you're not.
Right. That is needed in our community.
That is necessary.
Yeah.
That's it.
And this is necessary. And like I said, I'm not going to give up. When they asked me to do, to the point that they said maybe our next one needs to be in Nashville. And that's heartbreaking. But in Nashville, either the population is high enough that the same percentage help and it's enough, or they're just more open. I don't know what it is, but
what's there to be open to? You got kids that are hurting.
Yeah, I'm with you. You
can stop there. That's the end of that conversation.
It's a very near and dear to my heart. My daughter has friends whose parents try to fix them, and they come to my house and they get love. It's that simple. They need help, and I want to help them. So, challenge accepted, Murfreesboro.
I honestly didn't mean for it to go this direction.
Jonathan is going to call you up.
That's okay. we are in, absolutely. I've got my pen. I just got to go grab my checkbook. It's over there.
Man, I appreciate that.
Hey,
that's what this is about, right?
Spreading the positive.
That's that new approach. New table talk. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Stir the pot a little. Spread the positive a little.
That's it. So
2 STPs.
Hey,
spread the pot. Stir the positive. Good call. Yes, I just said spread the pot. Stir the positive.
Well, whatever.
Stir the positive. Let's go.
Positive.
Yeah.
Stir the positive.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do.
We are unhinged.
There's your new shirt, Dean Heasley.
Yeah, that's
Stir
it.
the pot.
Stative. All right. So check out all those events. We'll put links in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get involved in any of the cool things that Missy's doing, she is always looking for help and sponsors and prayers and pats on the back and high fives. And
thank you, Missy.
Simply Pure Sweets gift cards.
Simply Pure Sweets gift cards. Absolutely.
Will work for loaded biscuits.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
You're the best one, Missy.
So come join us tomorrow for Wild Goose Chase Wednesdays. We're gonna have a good time.
Let's go.
We are gonna have a
throw
good
some
time.
Cornhole bags and play some games and drink.
Is that the first one? Is this the tournament or is
last week was our dry run?
Okay.
And this week it's going down for real.
That's it. All right. See you guys soon. Thank you for watching.
Thanks
have a good day.
for having me. Awesome.